Alright guys, so I'm here with Witt Lowry, formerly Witty, at the Fat Music in Providence. He's getting ready for a show, so we're going to do a quick interview, man. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Dude, not bad, not bad. So, I got a few questions here for you. So, first up, kind of bring us up to date on the name change. I know the whole, you dropped Witty, you're now with Lowry. And...
Yeah, so originally I started off with Witty. I did a lot of music under that name. But things started to, like I was telling you before, things started to evolve. Just trademark purposes and searching purposes. People weren't able to find my music. So we just, we dropped the Y, made it like a first name. The Lowry is actually a variation on my middle name. So it's actually a little bit more personable, and now when you type it in, everybody's able to find my music. It was kind of just like an evolution of the whole music stuff and like coming to, yeah.
The first time I saw Lowry, I was really like, Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys, Mike Lowry.
I've been getting that, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
just like the way it flowed. It's like, my middle name is Lawrence. And it was a little long, so I kind of went on the variation of that.
Nice. So how did you first get into music? Like, when did you start recording? You know, a lot of artists kind of comes out by accident. And for you, what was that like? Did you always want to get to this point?
Yeah, so I've always really been into music, but then a couple years ago, I had a friend. We were in his basement, and we were all just like rapping, kind of. And I rapped afterwards, and he was blown away, and it was from that point on he was like really urging me to go buy a microphone and all that stuff, and I was like yeah. I was in college at the time, and I was just like, all right. And then one day I ended up randomly in Guitar Center. I don't know even why I was there, but I remembered how he had been on my case about it, and so I bought a microphone, and I brought it over to his house, and I had like a couple songs that had been written. I just had never recorded them or put them out or anything. And so yeah, so we started recording, putting it out. People started picking up on it, and now we're here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I know the new song drops tomorrow at 9.
Yes.
How's like the new album comes out in December, right? That's roughly?
Yeah, either hopefully the end of this year, maybe the very beginning of the new year, just at the end of this year's area. Okay. We're working hard on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
How is the new music going to kind of differ from your previous tracks?
It's just going to be more evolved, I think. I've even, like, as you go on, you just keep learning, you know. I've learned different flows and different ways to go about telling things. And just my story itself evolves, you know. I've been dealing with different things than I was dealing with when I made that last album. So my story's evolved. And so this should be a more clear, a more cohesive piece. It should be next level production, lyricism, everything wise. I'm really excited for everybody to hear it. Everything we've been putting out is kind of just to fill people in the meantime, for the actual album.
Yeah. That's pretty sick. I guess like you recently done stuff with Trips from Panic!
Yeah.
Featured on a new album. You got a lot of features, or mostly?
We're definitely keeping I want to keep the features at a minimum. I'm not sure exactly who's gonna feature on it. I really want it to be like I want it to be very like personable, so I want to tell like my story sort of thing. But yeah, that's the homie. He's from my hometown actually, so we work on a lot of stuff together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now your passion really reminds me a lot of like the young Eminem. Like you go in on track. So what's kind of like your songwriting process? Like, I know a lot of music's been about girls, which is awesome. It's very relatable stuff. Kind of walk me through how that kind of.
Yeah, my creative process is very different, I think. I come up with concepts, and then I search or we create like the beat for whatever concept I come up with, and then I walk around my room for hours, and actually days. I walk around my room for days. There's this park near my house, and I walk around that park until like fully. It's weird. I put myself like into the beat, and it like puts me in whatever the mood of the song is. I have to get myself into that mood first, and so then I get into that mood, and then I just start writing. I just spend all my time writing from there, and yeah.
I mean, your music's really taken off. I mean, some of your tracks on SoundCloud have like 200,000 plays, dude.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It doesn't feel like anything, honestly, because like I want to be. There's the vision where I want to be, you know, is so far. I'm so far from like where I actually want to be. Like if I was, it's definitely an accomplishment. But like if I sat here and I was like, oh, I've achieved something by doing that, then I mean, it's definitely a good thing, and I appreciate it like 100%. But I want to be millions and millions of plays, you know. And so if I settle on this, then I'm not getting to where I want to get to. So I'm always pushing
progressing.
for more. Right, exactly.
Yes. I mean, it's gonna feel kind of cool though if you log into Facebook and you see someone put a picture of a tattoo they got with your name and a quote on it.
That's the coolest. It's the coolest feeling ever to be like somebody took the time to put something that I came up with on their bodies forever. It's like the craziest. It's the craziest feeling.
I saw that and I was like, that's kind of cool. That's
it's an awesome. That's definitely I think that music is one of the most fulfilling things that you can do, you're doing what you love to do. You know, I'm telling my story, and it's helping people in some way. And I think like if I can do what I love and help people at the same time, like there's nothing more fulfilling than connecting with other people. I feel like, as like a human being, if you do everything for yourself, like you have a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, like that's not what makes, like if you have a bunch of stuff but nobody to share it with, there's like, I don't know, I feel like being happy is affecting other people, and that's what I try to do with my music.
Cool. Going back to something you mentioned earlier, that you were in the basement rapping and your friend kind of was like, you need to get into that. Was that friend Dan?
No, okay. I have a friend named Tyler Hurley and Sean Hurley. I was rapping at their house. That's who it was. Dan and I linked up after when I started on my Kindness Regards album. In the beginning of that, we linked up originally as to work on doing shows and stuff, and then he got into production in the process of creating Kindness Regards, and that's when we
Cool. I see a lot of stuff on Facebook, and I like how you really reach out to your fans and keep them updated. And I know the last post was like Dan's come back from the other side of the country, and now you guys are working on the new album together.
Yes.
So I'm pretty amped for that.
Yes, I'm super pumped. He's back home, and we'll hopefully have some amazing new stuff for you guys.
Nice. A few more questions here. I mean, obviously the biggest one. Who are your biggest influences? What kind of?
Yeah, I think I would say I get this question a lot. I probably would say Eminem, Macklemore, Hobson. Those are kind of the three that like first come to mind. And not even on like a musical level, but more on like the way that they go about creating their music. They're very raw, and they tell their story very well. And so I like to create music that actually you feel it. When Eminem says something, you feel it. When Hobson says something, Macklemore, you feel what they're saying. And so I like to create music that, not sound-wise, but feel-wise, is relatable or like influence. They're definitely like an influence on that aspect of my music. Yeah.
What's the favorite track you've put out today? Like, which one can you look back on and be like, man, that was my absolute favorite?
I honestly do not have a favorite track. I feel like every song like tells its own story. So I can't say like I have a favorite, because during each time or whatever mood I'm in, there's a different feeling. I feel like that for just music in general. Like if I just broke up with somebody, my favorite song might be something completely different if I'm celebrating, you know, graduating college, you know, I might have a completely different like favorite song. So it all depends on like what in that moment, like what I'm feeling, and each song tells its story in that time period. So yeah, I honestly just don't have like a favorite song. They're all my babies.
Awesome. So you a sports fan at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What sport's your favorite?
I'm a huge baseball fan, but I have to say, like watching wise, like it's got to be football. Like, yeah.
Who do you win the Super Bowl this year?
Patriots.
Patriots. Here we go. We're all
With
from.
that. Oh yeah, are you Patriots fans?
I am a Patriots fan.
Let's
We're all
go.
from right here. So the last question I have for you is: a year from now, what do you see this next year? I guess bringing you. Where do you see yourself?
Honestly, I just hope it. I just want it to, you know, just keep the progression going. You know, I think all I can hope for is that we just keep spreading the word, keep building the fans. The fans are awesome. Like, we might not have like the most fans out of artists, but the fans that we do have, they ride. You know, they ride for me. So I just want to keep building that and building it all naturally. Like, I don't need to do anything that doesn't come naturally. Like, people, I think, will just catch on. And yeah, I just wanna, you know, make music, be happy, and live. You know, and that's kind of all I can hope for. And we'll see where life takes us.
We're all about, man, doing what you love, love what you do.
100%.
All right, guys. Witty, any last things you want to say to any of the fans?
I love y'all.
Awesome.